Yo, what the fuck is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Do Say Nights with LV. That's Lonnie. I'm Victor, aka Ocho, aka. Yo, some shit going on this week. Welcome back to episode 80. We love you guys. Thank you guys for coming again.
Close to 100.
Why you keep saying that?
Because we are.
Nah, we still far from it.
We getting there, though. We getting there.
We about as close to 100 as I am to getting my bitch back.
So that means it's not too far off.
Hey, yo. I wish.
Continue to like, comment, share, subscribe on all platforms, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to love and support us, and we'll continue to produce for you each and every week. Like always, we back here with another banger this week.
With another banger. Let me tell you guys, we're late as fuck this week.
We are.
We late as hell. We out here at 2 a.m. for you guys. So please appreciate that. Please appreciate where it's going. But we doing our thing. So appreciate y'all.
We are. Shit, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
What's your life like this week, man?
Oh. You want that from like a personal standpoint, or you want that for a podcast standpoint?
Shit, give it to me how you want to. Pause.
All right, I'll be honest with the people for this week. I have been in the biggest spiral for the last week that I've ever been in my entire life. Whether I'm drunk or not, Bro, I have been self-destructive as fuck this week. I can't really name too many things that I did because I plead the fifth.
Right.
But this has been a hell of a week. I don't think I've ever been as down bad as I have, and I don't see it getting any better because every single time I try to pull myself out of the spiral, I'm right back in that motherfucker. Like, that shit been bad. I did find out one thing this week, though. You don't even know about this.
What is it?
My messages are getting delivered. Hold on iMessage.
So you're unblocked.
I don't know that for sure yet. I don't know whether I'm unblocked or she has an iPad and or Mac.
Well, on an iPad, it should mirror like your phone.
So it should still be blocked.
So it should be blocked. So the only way that would actually get through would be the Mac because you can't block numbers on a Mac.
Well, all I know is my shit going blue and it's delivered.
So you're potentially unblocked, like all the way around.
Potentially. I don't want to put too many eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be putting, you know me, I like to keep eggs in different baskets. But having said that, if we're to the point where we're unblocked.
Don't OD.
No, not even nothing crazy. But like, I might put some more eggs on that basket. You know, a guy like me.
Right.
Because here's the thing, right? Like, a guy like me, the only thing I know is win. Even when I lose, that's why I be wilding out so much when I lose, because all I know is win. Fuck everything else, win, right? And so, I'm not taking no loss. Regardless of how long it take me to get my win, I'm not taking no loss.
Right.
You know? But a lot of people call that optimistic. I just call that how I'm not a Mexican. I'm a Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Mexican, not a Mexican. We do what we got to do. Put that shit down.
Yeah.
How you be going, man?
It's been a fucked up ass week. Real fucked up.
I feel that.
But we here. That's all I can really ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of shit has happened.
I believe it, man.
A lot of shit has happened.
I really do believe it. Especially like, I don't know what's up with this year's Cinco de Mayo week, bro.
Yeah, last year Cinco de Mayo was not like this.
That shit was straight, but right now,
like, and I said I marked my words, and I didn't fall through this year. and I wasn't able to get Uncle Hector here this year. So that's my fault, people.
We had Uncle Hector here last year. We was doing I had a poncho on. I still got to represent Mexico, though. Every year I got to represent Mexico. So.
But yeah, Uncle Hector couldn't make it this year. Uncle Hector has some pre-existing plans, so he do send his apologies. But yeah, it's just been a long, fucked up ass week.
Well, since we're on that, let's talk about kind of a not so sensitive subject, but like a little bit of a fucked up subject.
This is not apple juice, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a little watered down.
It's watered down, do say, because that shit been sitting there for about 3 hours. But do you think, because you're a very God-fearing man, you believe in religion a lot, but also at the same time, I feel like you believe in the universe and you believe in karma.
Very much so.
I feel like that's something that's in your like ilk, right? Do you think that the universe sends you a relationship so that way you can learn? And so, in my personal experience, it's been like a you get fucked over relationship.
Here's my thing. I do believe in I don't believe that God will send bad things to you.
Okay.
But I do believe that karma is a thing.
Okay.
I do believe that it's so much a person, man, woman, or child can do that's considered bad, not good, negligent, like whatever you want to call it, to the point where you may feel like, oh, I'm changing this, I've changed that, and I want to be a better version of what I was. And when you sit there and realize you got all this good going, there's always going to be something that comes in that's going to be, whether small or big, that's going to be bad, and is going to like just slap the shit out of you.
Okay.
And for instance, let's just talk from a relationship standpoint.
Okay.
You could have had, let's say you've been in 4 relationships, whether they've been long or short, and in every single relationship you've fucked this other person over, whether it's cheating, lying, scandalous, like whatever. And let's say you're done with those 4 relationships, and then you have this time, you sit down, you grow with yourself, you fix yourself, you just put a lot of self-care and love into yourself, and then you realize like the shit that you did was wrong, and like you're turning over a new leaf, and then you find a person that is for you and that's making you happy and doing all the things, and then let's say a year or 2, maybe 3 go by, and you get fucked over because this person has been cheating on you the entire time.
So that's what the example that you just gave is pretty much exactly what people believe karma is, which is what goes around comes around, right? So you did wrong 4 times, you're gonna get did wrong now. Now it's your turn. I don't believe karma is a real thing. I believe every situation is what you make of it. You're either in control or you're not of that situation, right? And what I mean by that is the only way that you can get fucked over in a situation is if you're the one at a disadvantage. You know this about this person, or you're giving them leeway to run it their way, right? And I've done that before. I've given people longer runways than I had. Like I was talking about, 120 to fucking 10. Right? I give 120%, you get 10%. Because in this instance, I want to give you something you've never had before. I want to give you something that you've never experienced before. And so I might look past everything that you've ever done in the past, or everything that you're about, or not even ask the question, maybe. Maybe I'd just rather be ignorant to this fact, right? But I'm going to take the chance because I think you're worth it. So in that instance, I think you can definitely put yourself in a disadvantage in that relationship. However, even though I do not believe in karma, I do believe that every single person, I was talking about this to somebody earlier this week, or maybe in the last couple weeks. I do believe that every single person on this earth is going to be sent a relationship in which they get fucked over. Right? And the reason I think that is because you have to learn what bad is before you can learn what good is.
But do you feel like even if you've done, like, you've been good in every single relationship,
Okay,
you feel like you'll be dealt the hand of...
you're still going to get that relationship of what you get fucked over in. Don't know why. I can't say if it's God. I can't say if it's the universe. I can't say if it's karma. But what I do know is everybody's going to get that one. In the point where you do everything correctly. You do everything right. And that's fine. That's great. That's what you're supposed to do. Because this one is for you. This is the one that you're going to get fucked over in.
Right.
And that's going to teach you everything that you don't deserve. I think that's what that relationship teaches you. Even though that shit sucks, that shit's ass, it hurts. You just learned everything that you don't deserve.
Yeah.
So you'll never accept it again.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know what you want to accept, you'll accept everything. Right? If I go into a relationship and I've never had a bad relationship before, shit, I don't know what's going on. That bitch might punch me in the eye. Mm-hmm. That shit crazy. Like, straight. It's a little out of left field, but, I've never been through this before.
Right.
That bitch might cheat on me. That's straight. That's fine. It happens, right? It's a mistake. That shit happens in relationships. Well, I'm about to get right back blocked again. Life comes at you quick. But until you know what you can't accept, you don't know what you can accept. Because then you're just accepting everything.
Okay, but let me ask this: what about the people, like the person that's getting did wrong?
Okay.
How do you feel like? Because some people are oblivious to it,
mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is some people ignore the fact of, like, not necessarily ignore, but like they see and hear and know that they've been done wrong.
Okay.
And they continue to be with these people for whatever reason. Maybe because they love them so much, maybe because they don't see themselves being without them. Like, what do you feel about those people?
In the most polite way I can say it, I feel like those people are fools. Because you fooled yourself into believing that something that's not for you is for you. Your time is never going to be interrupted. Right? When you're supposed to be there, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the situation is, when you're supposed to be there, you're going to be there. It's like clockwork. If you're supposed to get hit by the train tomorrow, you will fall on the train tracks and it'll hit you. There's nothing that can forego that, precede that. If you're supposed to get fucked over by that bitch or that dude, it's going to happen. Because you still need to learn something.
Right.
Yes, people are shitty people. And we can hold them accountable for it. But what we also need to do is just realize this is the timing I'm in right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to do something, I might as well just do the shit.
Right.
Whether that's against everything you believe or not, you might as well. The timing's already predetermined.
That is true, yeah.
So just live your life. That's like what Rihanna said. Live your life. Yeah. Oh, hey. Whatever happens was already supposed to happen.
Do you feel like it's ever a thing to come back from it?
You can try your best. It's what I do. Right? You try your best and you play your best hand that you got. And I already said this once this episode, but a guy like me is not going to do anything but try to win.
Yeah.
So you play your best hand. You throw that big joker on the table, right? But what's going to happen is for you, regardless. You have no control over this shit. Whatever's going to happen is for you. Throw your big joker on that table. See if it happened or not. If it does, good for you. You earned that one. But if it doesn't, you can't be mad. It's not your timing yet.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like there's a select group of people out here that God's gonna let them have whatever they want.
And why do you feel like that?
Why do I feel like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I'm one of them.
Mm.
No matter what I do, if I keep trying, I'm not gonna lose.
So, just for clarity, am I hearing that you feel like God is basically favoring certain people?
Yes. But based upon characteristics, though.
So, in reality, to me, it sounds like other people should be envying those select group of people, because there's a lot of people that say like, and I hear your point about like you feel like God has a select group of people that he just basically says like you can have whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that envy those kind of people
are haters.
That, and they don't realize the fact of like you just said, it's a timing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a saying, like a church saying, like God is always there, like when you need him, but not when you want him.
Facts.
Like I can call him right now and be like, yo, I need this to happen right now. And although I may want that to happen right now, it's not in his timing. It's not in the universe's timing for me to have that right now.
Yeah.
It could be tomorrow, next week, next month, 3 months, 3 decades from now. And like it's just not meant for me to have right now. So, and that's just something that you have to realize. I don't think it's necessarily favoritism or anything like that.
It's not favoritism, it's just timing, bro. Everything's just on a timing, right?
Right.
And once you figure that out, once you figure out what your timing is, you're gonna be successful in life.
Yeah.
That's something I always grew up on. Like, if you can learn the beat, if you can learn the rhythm, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to know what your rhythm is. But yes, eventually you're gonna get yours. Meaning you're gonna have good days, but you're gonna have shitty fucking days. You're gonna have bad days. And that relationship that's not for you, that you want so bad, is gonna be sent to you.
Mm.
Because you have to know what it feels like to want something with every fiber of your being.
Yeah.
And have it taken away from you.
That desire, the craving, like for whoever, whatever. And even outside of just like talking about relationships, like there's certain things out in this world that people like desire to have, and they get fulfilled sometimes. But like we're saying, it's time. It's a timing thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not always gonna be like whatever, whenever you want. It's gonna be whenever the universe or God feel like this is
for you.
Yeah.
You're
Simple as that.
You're only put in positions that are for you.
Right.
Like, shit. All right, maybe you need to learn some shit. All right, cool. We're gonna put you through this so you can learn some shit. But maybe it's your chance to win.
And it is, I ain't gonna lie, whenever, like, throughout the whole timing thing, like, trusting the process and all that, like, you have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. You have to put yourself in a mindset where, like you said, you're going to win.
I feel like that's the thing that we've been given that's the biggest fuck over. Is free will.
Yeah.
Because you have the will to do whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever comes to your mind, you can do it. Right? And I say 7 times out of 10, that fucks you over.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe I want to do this shit, but it's probably not best for the process.
Right.
Right? What do I want more? Do I want this temporary satisfaction or do I want this fulfillment?
Temporary satisfaction is only going to get you so far.
Yeah.
Only so far. Versus when you got something real, genuine, and like compassionate, like that's there for the long run. Like you can't dangle a dollar bill in a kid's face for forever. Eventually that kid is gonna want more. Something that's worth more. Something that's more in value. And like that dollar is gonna only stretch for so long. But then you got a $20, a $50, $100 bill that can get you more in life versus this temporary dollar.
But there's something in seeing value, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you hold 10 pennies in front of a person's face that don't know what a quarter is worth, they're gonna say 10's more than 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're not knowing where the value's at yet, you're not gonna decide to take that value.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody who is competent knows that the quarter is more than 10 pennies.
Right.
That's easy. Until you know the value of everything, you don't know the approximate value of anything.
Mm-hmm. Because somebody can see the quantity of it versus the quality of it.
That's like the saying goes, one good girl is worth 1,000 bitches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll personally say, I don't have to speak for anybody else when I say this. There's one that I'd give up 1,000,000 bitches for.
There's always one.
All the bitches.
There's always one.
Whether it's on timing or not, I don't give a fuck. Right? If God wants me to go through some shit for the one, shit, I'll walk through hell. Walk through fucking hell. Like, figure something out. Come on, let's make something shake.
Yeah.
Because I could have 1,000 bitches, but they don't mean nothing. I've done both. I've had the one good girl and I've had 1,000 bitches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell any young man before he go through that situation that the one good girl's worth more.
It is. She is. And the thing about that kind of stuff is both men and women, but speaking from a man's perspective, don't realize that until I don't want to say it's too late, but they don't realize until after some shit has happened, or some people realize it in the midst of whatever is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good and a bad thing because you worrying about this temporary satisfaction or this temporary whatever action and not realizing how it's gonna fuck up your life and how it's gonna fuck up how you navigate through the rest of the time with whatever. And that's where us men fuck up. We just don't realize the value of the woman we have sometimes.
Okay. I'll give you sometimes. Because sometimes we do realize the value.
Right. But not all the time.
But sometimes we get distracted by all the outside bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because the world tells us we're supposed to have hoes. We're supposed to have options. We're supposed to, not have any type of feelings because we're men. And men don't have feelings, right?
Allegedly.
But at the end of the day, we're humans. And humans have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you may have these feelings, you fall into the cultural norms and you say, "Oh, they tell me I'm supposed to have bitches. Let me go entertain this shit. Let me go put on a show for everybody else." When your girl at home waiting for you because you're her leader. Because as a man, that's our main role, right?
Right.
To be a leader, to be a pillar, to be a protector. So if we're supposed to be a leader, I can't lead a fucking cult, bruh. And what I mean by that is I can't lead these 10 bitches at once. I'm not Superman. I need one-on-one. I need to show this girl, hey, yo, listen, this is everything. This is all-encompassing.
Mm-hmm.
Every second of my life, you got it. Obviously, I need to be a provider, but you still got it, though. Right? Because I'm providing for you. And I feel like once you get that one-on-one, you'll never go back to that 1-on-10.
Mm-hmm.
Never. But you have to know that's the one-on-one that's right for you. And not everyone is right for you.
That is true.
You're going to get some lessons along the way.
Easy and tough ones.
That's what L stand for. But once you're ready to stand in it, you're going to stand in it till forever.
Yeah, people talk about like taking L's in life and taking L's in relationships or whatever aspect you want to look at it. Like you said, the L is for a lesson, not loss. Like, it's a lesson. And I preach that to so many people, you know, that I come across that just like either vent to me, ask for advice, like ask for my input on stuff. Like at the end of it, I'm just like, it's a lesson. It's not a loss to you. You know, you have to be able to understand, like, yeah, you may have lost that guy. Yeah, you may have lost that girl. It's a lesson, though. Like, you have to be able to realize whatever happened, whatever caused you to be in this state, in this situation, it was a lesson. It wasn't necessarily a loss. It was a lesson to be learned. Like, you had to pull something from that in order to realize this happened. It happened for this reason, and this is what I'm pulling from it, and this is how I'm going to move forward, and how I'm going to be better for me, so I don't end up in this situation again. But then again, excuse me, you don't know if you'll be put in that situation again.
So can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you stop asking what's better for me and start asking what's better for what I'm putting out to the world? And what I mean by that is, in my personal opinion, what am I putting out for my family? Because that's literally the most important thing to me, is at the end of the day having a family, right? And so when does it start going from what's best for me to what's best for us?
When you feel like you're secure, when you feel like the other person is secure. And so I believe this wholeheartedly, but you have your actual family, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, all that. And then once you get with a person and are committed to them and you're with them, then you have that family that you are starting to build. So it's your own personal family.
Okay.
So you have to remove the us from your typical family and put that us with the family that you're building. Mm-hmm. And at that point, when you do that, everything goes out the window of I, and it starts to be we, us. And at that point, it's like you have to navigate when, where, how, why you do things, and you have to factor in
another person
this
or
person,
multiple
or,
other
right,
people.
this person or all these people.
Yeah.
Especially as a man, because you have to realize I'm taking control of this person or these people, and how I move is how they're going to follow.
So basically, because I don't necessarily agree with you have to take from one part and give to another part.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I think you can merge both parts.
You can, and
I think this part over here, what I'm building by myself, and this part over here, what is blood to me, eventually are gonna merge because I'm gonna make this blood to me.
right.
Right? And so now it's all gonna be blood to me, but on different ways. On this left side, it's gonna be blood to me because my penis did that.
Mm-hmm.
And on this right side, it's gonna be blood to me because somebody else did that. Right? This blood connection was tied before I even got here. And that's creating, to me, that's what's creating your legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can make something work with somebody to produce out of it, then you have legacy.
You're right. But although these two worlds are colliding and merging together, what I meant by like taking from one and producing into the other is they can be separate, but you are going to put in more on one end than the other at some point. So like, for instance, when I'm in a relationship and I get to a point where I'm talking about we, us, I am going to start migrating my us from my actual family and put it into my relationship family, because I don't want to be up my family's ass all the time and catering to them and doing all the things and factoring them in, and I'm not doing that for my own relationship.
I feel like it's a balance, and I feel like you got to 50-50 that shit.
Yeah, you do have to balance it out.
Because if you pour too much into one cup, right, that cup is going to feel overwhelmed. It's going to overflow.
And I get that. But you can't, like, when it gets to a certain point in a relationship, you can't just give to your family, because like, you have your own shit now. You have your own family. Mm-hmm. And you do have, some people don't realize that they people factor in their family and so much shit when it comes to their relationship, like input, planning shit, like, and it don't always work out, and it shouldn't work out that way, because like, you have your own shit. And what I mean by that is you have your own relationship, you have your own family, whether you got kids or not, like that you got over here. You can't just always put in, oh, let me talk to mom, let me talk to dad, let me talk to brother, sister, whoever, and like weigh in on they stuff for us. You got to be able to do that shit on your own.
I feel that to the point that I think that it's wise to separate the two. But at the same time, what I will say is, you don't always know what's best for you, because sometimes you got blinders on.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you want to get to this goal, right? So sometimes it's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting to it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, what I want out of life. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I'm getting to it, right? But sometimes in certain situations, it's not right for you, and you're blind to the fact because you're so pinpoint on this one destination. I need to get here, so I don't give a fuck about none of the other shit. And sometimes from an outsider's perspective, they can see shit like, oh, whoa, calm down. Because this is not the person you need to get to the finish line to.
Right.
I know you want to get to the finish line with this person, but it's not for you. So I think it's more like 75-25, right?
Mm-hmm.
75% of the input you need to put in for yourself, but 25 you need to listen to other people. what you need to be conscious of is that you need to allow that 25. Even though you want to go 100% with whatever you think is best for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still got to take shit that's to the contrary and at least consider it. Like, maybe I'm wrong this time.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody ever in the moment when they're wrong thinks they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say I've never been in a moment where I was wrong and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
I justified it somehow. Having said all that, I do think that the universe is eventually going to get you, that's going to send you a get fucked over relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said earlier, there's people that are favored. So there will always be people who never have to go through that.
Yeah, some people just get lucky. And they don't have to go through that turmoil. They don't have to deal with the fact of somebody messing up. And I don't want to sound like a hater saying this, but I'm going to say it. Like, some of those people, they don't, I hate that some of those people don't go through that. Because they'll never understand, like, what a heartbreak is, what it is to lose something, what it is to be hurt by somebody, what it is to be able to pull a lesson from what you went through.
Do you think that somebody can be happy without that happening in their life, without that relationship happening?
I mean, for sure.
I don't.
They can.
I don't think you'll ever truly be happy until you have that fucked over relationship. But also after that fucked over relationship, I don't think you'll ever truly be happy. So either way, I think you're fucked. Either way, I think we're going to settle for what we settle for. Yeah. We're going to accept some shit because, you know what? We've been through enough. I know personally a couple times I've thought like, yo, fuck this. I've been through enough. I need to just find some shit that's I can tolerate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then if you give that leeway, they're going to think that they have more shit that you can tolerate. At a certain point, you're going to have to put your foot down.
Mm-hmm.
And say, this is what I'll accept, this is what I'm not. And you got to be honest with yourself. And that's another thing. I don't think everybody's always honest with themselves. I think sometimes people say, nah, I'm not going to accept anything less than this. But they do. And they do, and they do, and they do. And then one day they're like, well, I said I wasn't going to accept anything less than this, and I've accepted half of that, but fuck that. I'm done.
Right.
It takes a lot until you're honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It does. And that's for everybody. It's going to take a lot before you're honest with yourself. Because you're always going to think that you have the best of the best. That you can achieve a 10 out of 10. And once you're honest with yourself, you're going to realize it's not that. It can never be that. Nothing can ever be perfect. There will be flaws in that. But sometimes as a human, you just got to dumb yourself down a little.
Yeah.
You just got to accept the fact that shit ain't about to be perfect. I'm going to have to go through some shit to get to this shit. If that's what I want. Given everything that's been going on lately,
mm-hmm.
the Shannon Sharp situation, the Bill Belichick situation, right? Do you think that there should be a dating age limit other than what's legal? Because currently what's legal is if they're above the age of 18 or 18 or the age above, I can date them. Do you think there should be more?
I'll say this. As weird as it may look, as weird as it may sound, I feel like and people have their controversies, their conversations, their opinions, and everything in between about how just the weirdness on the big age gap of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like genuinely, if a person is making you happy, no matter how old you are, no matter how young, I don't want to say no matter how young they are, but to an extent, how
if
young,
it's legal.
right? I feel like if that person is genuine about you, if they care for you, if they love you, I feel like it shouldn't matter. And you always hear the expression like, age is nothing but a number.
I don't always hear that. I've heard it a couple times, but I don't always hear it.
Well, the expression like that some people use is like, age is nothing but a number, and some people like using in different aspects. Like some people, like a woman could walk up to me, and this woman could be 46, and she could be like she could walk up to me and think I'm like mid-30s, whatever she think, and she's talking to me or whatever, and she like, oh, how old you are? And I'll tell her, oh yeah, I'm 26 years old. And then she like, oh, you a baby. And I could respond and be
I hate
like,
when somebody say I'm a baby. I hate that shit.
And it's like, age is nothing but a number.
I don't even feel like that, but like, bro, I'm not a kid. Stop playing.
I'm not. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a grown man. No matter what you
talking about.
No matter how you look at it, no matter how you think about it.
Okay, so let me ask this question. Like, real shit. Would you fuck with an 18-year-old right now?
No.
And why not?
No, because for me, to me, that's too young.
So here's my thing, right? I agree with you. That is too young, but not for the reason that people would say it was. Like, oh, the 18, the number. It's not like that. It's a maturity thing, right?
That's what I was going to say.
An 18-year-old is not going to be on the same level that I'm on. They're not going to want the same shit out of life. And even if they do, it's a possibility that they change their mind on it. And that's personally why I like fucking with other women. I now have fucked with a younger woman than me before. Mm-hmm. So I can't even like sit up here and act like I'm like holier than thou. That's not my point. My point being is I'll fuck with a woman that was younger than me. Significantly. Obviously legal, but significantly younger.
Yeah.
And we don't align in the way we live our lives. We don't align in things we want out of life. We don't align in our thought processes or like what we think is right and wrong. And you're never going to.
Right.
That's why I personally believe in dating somebody who is within 3 or 4 years of you. Maybe 5 most, right? But because we were born in the same time period, we were probably raised similarly. Mm-hmm. Right? And because our brain has had less or more time to mature, because I do think that 18-year-olds and 21-year-olds can date and probably have a pretty good life together.
For sure.
But when an 18-year-olds are dating a fucking 30-year-old, like, what do you have in common? Because the 18-year-old hasn't lived any of life yet.
Yeah.
And regardless of what you go through as a child, right? At 18, you just haven't lived enough life.
Yeah, they're going to go through that stage. Like, they 18, you 30. Like, the 18-year-old, like you said, still haven't lived life. They're about to be in a party scene. They may go off to college. Like, they got all this shit that they're about to do and about to experience when you've lived that possibly. Like, and you getting to the point where it's like, oh, maybe you want to sit down and chill and lay back, whatever. Like, yeah, you may go out occasionally and do this and do that, but you don't party as hard as you used to. Versus like your girlfriend or boyfriend is out here in the scene being drunk, potentially wanting to take people home, like all this immaturity stuff that they are now experiencing because they haven't grown up yet to understand like this is not really what's life about. But like you can go out and have fun and do all the things without the immaturity. You can go out and do all the things without worrying about you got to come home to somebody, especially somebody significantly older than you, because then at that point it's like a parent almost.
So what do you think about the relationships where like one person is older but they accept that their partner is gonna do the younger type shit?
I feel like that they're just settling in a way. Because, I mean, think about it. Like, this person's older. I don't know. I'm not going to put a specific age on it, but, like, there's a significant age gap.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're sitting here settling and sitting down and saying, like, oh, I'm accepting the fact that they're going to go on party every weekend. I'm going to accept the fact that they're going to go on girls' trips or X, Y, and Z and have all this fun.
Let me ask you this, like, sidebar. If your girl go out, what time do you think is an appropriate time in the morning to cut off the morning? Like, what's the latest time where they can be in the house where you accept it?
I'll give you a cushion of an hour after the club closes.
So in current standings, 3 a.m.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 3:30 on the late side, because I know there's people, like, you may go out with your girls, but go out with the guys, like, you get drunk and you want to stay till 2 a.m.
I'm mad.
And some people, we've had these experiences.
I've had these fucking experiences a million times.
We've had these experiences where you go out with the fellas, you go out with the girls, you stay till 2 a.m. till the club closes, and then you want to go get food. You like,
yeah, nah, for sure.
And sometimes it's a Waffle House, it's cookout. Like, these lines are long. These people are serving numerous people. Like, I'm gonna give you that benefit of the doubt, and say you went to get food and whatever. I'm not about to be waiting up, sitting in the corner, waiting for you to walk through the door for me to.
Corner, but the door gonna be locked. I guarantee you.
They're waiting for you to close the door, and then I'm gonna turn the light on. Like, where you been at? Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Nah, that shit gonna be locked.
But I'm giving at least an hour cushion after the club. Now, if you come home 12, 1 o'clock,
I hate.
Cool, but, like, I'm giving you that hour cushion because shit happens.
I hate somebody who go. And I'm the motherfucker who closed the club out. And everybody knows this, but I hate a motherfucker who closed the club. I can't be with somebody who closed the club out, bro. Because what you finna be thinking as soon as you leave the club, because I know what I be thinking. I'm trying to fuck some. You know what I'm saying? That's me personally. I'm trying, shit, it's 2 a.m. I'm trying to fuck some. What's up? So I can only think that my partner gonna be thinking the same. Mm. So I don't really fuck with the close the club out type of shit. Like, that should be bothering me to my soul. I feel, but right now I'm a little aggy because like I'm thinking about somebody closing the club out. Like, nah.
I mean, I get it. Everybody different, but me personally, I'm gonna give you that cushion, and it's not. I'm in the same situation you. Like, I'm one of the people that close the club, so I see what happens behind the scenes. I see what happened after the fact. Yeah. Like, you know, but I know there's genuine people that actually do what I just explained. Like, they may stay to,
and it's a thing, bro. It's a thing. And if we had a woman mic on here, she would tell us it's a fucking thing. And I agree, it's a fucking thing. I've been to Waffle. I've been with. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. But I low key was kind of dictating myself because I said I don't fuck with it. And I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah.
But I've been there at 3 a.m. in the morning. I've been in motherfucking. I ain't never been to the cookout that late. But I know what it is.
I've sat in the cookout line.
I've sat in the McDonald's line at 4 a.m.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know about this junk food. I've sat at a fucking Denny's and an IHOP after 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? When that shit used to be 24 hours.
Right.
I've done this shit, but at the same time, I'm jaded, bro. I've been through life. And even though we were talking about earlier, like, going through them relationships where you get fucked over, that's one thing. Like, you might not be able to, like, trust nobody again after that shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck is you doing at Waffle House at 3:30 a.m.?
It's hard to bounce back. Like, you gonna second guess, you like, gonna question, you gonna do all these things.
I'm feeling away because fuck you doing with, you know.
Yeah, like, you gonna have those moments where you questioning stuff, you second guessing, you overthinking. Like, that is a real thing. That is a real thing. So, but it's just how you bounce back from it. It's how you bounce back. And I always say to people, and you'll pick up this analogy, but like with boxing, like, It's only so many times you let a motherfucker punch in your face.
One.
So many times you like get hit and fall on your ass. But it's about how you get back up and how you finish the fucking fight. Like how you bounce back.
I personally from my personal experience, and I'm not even talking about no like, I'm talking about relationship type shit. You gotta finish the fight.
Yeah, 100%.
Can't give up. Regardless of what I do, I can't give up. I gotta win this shit. One way or another, I gotta win this shit. So whether I got embarrassed and got knocked on my ass, or I was the one knocking them on their ass. Because no matter what, unless you make it to the end with the person, somebody's going to be the winner and somebody's going to be the loser. You got to continue that until you make sure that you're the winner.
Right.
You might get knocked down 9 times, get up 10.
You got to finish. You have to finish. But reverting back to the age gap, the age limit thing, I don't think that there's necessarily an age limit unless it's illegal. But I do feel like if you happy with whoever makes you happy, then, you know, be happy. Don't let social media, don't let the world, don't let family, whoever, don't let them dictate who you date, why you dating them, like none of that. Because any outside input is just, it's outside.
Personally, from my own experience, I think 4 or 5 years should probably be plus or minus. Right?
On the minus side, I'll say I'll give 4. On the plus side, I'll say I'll put the gap of 10.
Okay, but that doesn't make any sense. Because if you're a guy and your minus side is 4, or you're a woman and your minus side is 4, right? You can't go to somebody whose plus side is 10. That doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
Let's say somebody's 28 dating an 18-year-old. That minus side is 10, right? You said your minus side is 4 or 5. But the person who's 18, their plus side is 10. The shit has to equal at some point. It's just simple math.
I mean,
I can't give myself 10 up and you're only giving yourself 4 down. That shit doesn't match up. I think somebody within your generation within 4 or 5 years is probably best. If I see a 50-year-old dating a 19-year-old, I'm going to be like, something wrong with you, man. Or something wrong with you, lady. Fuck you dating a 19-year-old for.
So do you feel like that with Shannon, Bill?
I feel like
more so Bill, because Bill is actually dating this girl.
I feel like they need to make better choices for their life. Because what you doing? Right? What are you really doing with your life? Even in Shannon Sharp's situation, I don't think that I choose to believe innocent until proven guilty, right? That's the law in the United States of America. You're innocent until you're proven guilty. I choose to believe that, right? So I think Shannon is innocent right now. Given the stories I've heard, I think he's innocent.
Right.
Now, if it comes out that he's guilty, then fuck him, he's guilty. He did some crazy shit. He shouldn't have done it. Right? But from a logic point of view, you had no business doing what you did. It might be legal, but what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Right.
Because at some point, and like, let's say that was that's not my homeboy, but let's say like one of my homeboys is doing some shit and I'm looking at him like, bro, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Oh, you thought that there's a 30-year age gap, shit was going to be cool? No, stupid. Like, use your fucking brain. Oh, you think you cheated on that bitch with 10 other bitches and shit going to be cool? Like, no, dumbass. Like, at some point, and listen, I'm all for being on our homeboy side. Death before dishonor, right? But at the same time, when you got your mans in private, you got to be like, hey, bro, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Right.
You was out here wilding and you thought shit was going to end up all right for you? That's not realistic. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for episode 80. I know this was a little bit more of a realistic episode. A more tap in with ourselves type of episode. But at the end of the day, sometimes life happens and we got to go to that spot, you know. I can only speak for myself. I've had a hell of a week. Earth feel like it's burning. That's how hell my week been. But at the end of the day, we gonna keep on going. We keep on bringing content to you guys every single week. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Loose off the deuce. You know what it is. I can't even look you in the eyes. Episode 80. Lonnie, log them off.
Up to it. Down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drink.
Ocho back. Tell the motherfucker who the devil back. I'm going to take this shot to you people because what I have left on earth is you people. Thank you very much for joining me. Episode 80, Deuce the Nice with LV. And just like that, we gone.